Mr. S.K. Jha, Chairman and Managing Director, Mishra Dhatu Nigam joins us. That's MDNL. Mr. Jha, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I just want to understand the news flow. Defense Ministry has signed a tripartite MoU with BEML, PEL, and MIDHANI for advanced fueling and control systems of combat vehicles. What does that mean for you? How much of business is this for you?
This is not the business point of view. It is basically a big step towards making our defense equipments on indigenization of very critical parts, which is used for giving that fuel to the engine. That is advanced fueling and control system. So that is the area where we wanted to develop this product, and the first time all the three PSUs have come together to take this challenge, and on this context only the MOU was signed in Delhi, and then we are working towards that.
Between uh, MIDHANI and BL and BEL, where they would be buying the specialized steel only from you?
Now, this will be the specialized steels will be used for this purpose, and not only it may not be the steel only, it can be other materials also. There are various type of materials used for making this component, and more
Guys,
than the
face the
materials,
questions now, please.
technology process is very important, because the quality of materials are very important, and the manufacturing is a very important part. So since we are having the manufacturing capability for varieties of high-end steels and also the super alloys and titanium alloys, so it will be possible for MIDHANI to fill this gap, and they make the requirements of special materials for this particular project.
Mr. Jha, morning. Now, on the recently liberalized FDI strategy in the space sector, walk us through how it is going to benefit you as a company and what this means for the increased competitive intensity, which is going to be inevitable now.
Yeah, space has become more competitive not only for MIDHANI, in fact, for entire space sector, and it is a good change because the India, we are only having the 2% of only the space business India is having today of the across the globe. So the idea is to improve that percentage and go for the higher volume. And in this context, only the different types of policies have been unveiled. Take it the new space policy, and now again the 100% FDI in the space sector. So I think all those things are going to help the entire space ecosystem. And since MIDHANI is a partner in the space program right from its inception, and varieties of grades and materials already we have developed over the period of time. So it will be a good opportunity for MIDHANI to come into this, join in this development and this business. And as you have rightly told, the not only MIDHANI, in fact, many other industries are also coming up to develop the materials for the space applications. So we'll have challenges and the opportunities, both will be there. So I am sure that the overall country is going to be benefited for this type of developments, and so is the case for the industries which is working for the making materials for the space applications.
Okay. Now, when it comes to your overall margin picture as well, I just wanted to understand a little bit more about that. It stood at about 14%, and that is the lowest level since Q1 of FY21. What is your outlook or trajectory to going back to those 20% margins? Is that going to be achievable?
Um, this year has been a very challenging year for as far as the margin is concerned. Even though the business volume has gone up, revenue has gone up, but the margin has been on the lower side. Mainly because of the raw material prices have fluctuated like anything. So I think if the raw material prices are going to be stable in the coming months, this will be reflected in our margin also. But definitely the margin which we used to get earlier, going from the very specialized sectors, probably we have to work with the less margin, but we have to go for the higher volume is the call of the day. In fact, we have to go for the more and more volume. and which includes the domestic industry as well as the export also.
Okay, fair enough. And what about the outlook on your order book activity? Give us a sense as to, your overall space orders within the order book, and going forward, what is the share that you're aiming for, and how your order book is shaping up in general, targets that you have in mind perhaps, and what will bolster that growth?
The space order book is on the lower side as of now, because space, as you have just now we have discussed, that space is evolving because of the new changes in the policies and then the directives. So definitely now the many things are getting rolled out, where we are seeing that the partnership with the private sectors also are coming up. So definitely after that only it will get finalized. But the defense has picked up extensively, and in the defense mainly the aerospace sectors has gone up in the big way. So, and in addition to that, export also has picked up in this year. So I am seeing that the opportunities in the MIDHANI performance for the next year financial year also will be mainly in the area of defense, and then some good growth will be there in the export sector also. And when I'm talking about the export will be mostly in the domain of high-end applications, which includes mainly the aerospace and some of the other high-tech areas.
I wanted to understand, Mr. Jha, you've guided for a 20% revenue growth. Is this optimism arising from the increased capacities, facilities coming up? Any other strategies would you think that you would have in place to achieve this kind of a growth number?
Yeah, definitely. This year maybe on the lower side, but the next financial year will be operating in that domain, because I see that now the prices of raw materials are getting stabilized, and we have also reconciled that we should try to see that we can utilize our raw materials in a very efficient and effective way. I think those things are going to help us in the future.
Good to have you on board. Thank you for joining in and giving us that view on the overall tie-up, the MoU with BEML and BEL, as well as the outlook on your order book. So acknowledging that, yes, when it comes to space, that will be slowing down a little bit, but the export opportunities will come from there, and it has been a little bit of a challenging year with respect to margins.